What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Process Podcast. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm your host, Matt Corman. It's a pleasure to be here. It is Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. What a week it's been. I just figured out about a couple hours ago that I need to go to Vegas for the celebrity poker tournament. It's happening tomorrow. And is it happening tomorrow? Yeah, it's happening tomorrow. And I'm in Miami right now, and it's 11 a.m., and I realized I haven't done an episode yet, so I need to get an episode out for Wednesday drops, and so I'm firing off this podcast, then I need to pack up, and then I need to book a flight, book a room, and then I need to head to Vegas. I don't even know what flights are available right now, but I wanted to get the podcast out because I committed to doing it every single week, and I don't want to let anybody down. You know, the people that listen to this podcast, I don't want to let you down. There's a saying, and it goes like this: don't focus on proving people wrong. Focus on proving the believers right. I want to focus on proving the believers right. There's a lot of people out there who have believed in what I've been creating my whole life. Look, if you've paid attention to anything I've done, my music, my podcast, my funny videos, like anything, and you shared it with somebody and you were like, yo, this kid's doing something that's interesting. I want to do it for those people. So if you're listening to this right now, clearly you're one of those people. Thank you for tuning in today. And I have an important topic to talk about, which I feel like I talk about a lot in my life. And that topic is finding something to be obsessed with. Now, I think that a lot of people are just floating through life, you know, doing what you think that you should do. Maybe never committing to something long enough to see if you even get good at it yet. Comfort and indecision are the enemies of the person. It's like, I feel like that's a common theme that I'm seeing around the world and in life, and talking with even my friends and talking with just people in general. And I think I wanted to cover a topic today that has helped me so much in life, which is being able to become obsessed with something. I'll tell you what, I am absolutely obsessed with creating things. I'm obsessed with creating things from zero and building it all the way through. Hold on. All right, cool. I'm obsessed with it. And I think that that's probably the only reason that my life has any sort of meaning or value to it, is because I have been so obsessed with creating things my whole life. It's been my passion. My passion is creating something from nothing and turning it into something. My music career. If you're watching the visuals right now, the plaques that I have behind me, I became absolutely obsessed with music and making it a full-time job. And I was obsessed with the idea that, hey, I need to make this my living, and I will do anything to make it a living. That I learned that people were dropping songs more consistently. People were doing a song every week. Then I learned that people were using certain new engineers that would help their songs sound more professional, because there was a time where my songs didn't sound really good. And I couldn't figure out why my songs don't sound as good as other people's songs. And then I learned that you need an engineer. And then I started paying for the engineer. And how was I able to afford the engineer? Well, I needed to work more, so I had more money. And I was just obsessed with the whole process of becoming a professional musician. Absolutely obsessed with it. Since 2017, 2016-ish. Shout out 2016, the best year ever. But I became obsessed with it, and then I was able to create my life because of my obsession for that. And then now I'm at this point in my life where I'm still obsessed with that, but I'm also obsessed about new things. Like, I'm obsessed with this podcast. I'm obsessed with the idea that I have to deliver a new podcast episode every single week because I committed to it. I told everybody, hey, I'm going to do this thing, and I'm passionate about it, and it gives me purpose and value in life. And so that's what I'm going to do. You can rely on me to put out this episode every single week. All right. So hear me out what I'm about to say. If you have something in your life that if you don't have anything in your life that you are obsessed with, it's going to be harder to find purpose in your day-to-day life. Purpose is something that humans need. All humans need purpose. If you don't have purpose, it feels like hell. It feels like there's nothing that you should do. It feels like you're kind of just going through life, yada, yada, whatever. That's not fun. That's not what life's about. Life is about chasing something. Life is about being excited about things. Think about the most happiest times in your life. The most happiest times in your life probably come from you being excited about something and obtaining something. Whether that be you get married, You were dating the person and, it took some time to build it over and over, and you were pursuing this goal of becoming married and having this partnership for life. And, we finally did it. It's because the reason why it's so valuable and so special is because of the time you and your partner spent building something that was extremely hard. Marriage, for an example, is extremely hard to do. Hey, I'm going into this agreement with you that I need to work on things in order to make our relationship work and our marriage flourish. There are things that I need to be vulnerable and work on myself. There are things that you need to work on yourself. But me and you are both agreeing that we are forming a partnership, and we are actively going to work on those things for the betterment of our relationship and our future family. That's a hard task to do. But the reason it's so special is because people do it, and it's hard. And the only way to do that is to become obsessed with it, obsessed with the journey, obsessed with working on it. That's why this podcast is called The Process. It's not called The Result. It's not called The Results with Matt Corman. It's called The Process with Matt Corman, because we're talking about the process of things. I think that's something that is important to keep in mind as you go through life, is that you need to find the actual obsession with the process of the thing you are trying to obtain. That's what gives you purpose. Purpose isn't found. You don't just you don't just wake up one day and just find it. It's built. Passion is built. You didn't I didn't wake up and was just passionate one day about music or creating content. I built it through repetition, through curiosity, through small wins, learning something new along the way, and then that works, and then learning this, and then this didn't work. That's the beauty of it. That's when it gets exciting. When you're building a company, it gets so exciting when you get to exit for $100 million because of all of the pitfalls that you went in going through it, the ups and the downs. You look at my music career now, you may be like, wow, Matt got so many streams. He's done so well with music. Wow, it must be nice, to get to that result. But within this journey, as you know, if you've listened to the podcast, I've shared insights. It wasn't always wins. To be honest with you, the majority of the time on the process of music has been losses. But there are moments where you begin to win. Along the way, you start to win. But you have to go through the struggles and the losses. I've been taking jiu-jitsu classes the past couple months, and man, learning to fight is interesting. So I've always been a pretty athletic person. I wouldn't say that I'm a stud athlete by any means, but I've always been pretty athletic and been able to take care of myself, whatever. But when you learn how to fight legitimately, trained martial arts, very humbling experience. You learn very quickly that there is an art, there's a technique, there's a science to every move. It's a chess game. You don't just go out there swinging. I feel like a lot of guys, there's only 3% of the world that study martial arts. So if you're in a bar fight somewhere, a lot of the times anybody who's getting in a fight, they don't actually know what they're doing. They don't know how to strike correctly. They don't know that if you grab this person's wrist and push their waist in this manner, it throws them off balance, and they don't know this takedown. They don't know how to properly choke somebody out. Someone that doesn't know, you think you get behind somebody, you just grab their neck and start squeezing, that they'll tap out, that they'll go unconscious. It's not the case. There's proper ways to do everything. But through the process of me going through jiu-jitsu, I have fallen in love with the fact that it's hard to do, but I am inspired by those that do it very well. And the only way to get good at jiu-jitsu and to do it very well and to be a great fighter, which is a great task and a great skill to have, is to know how to fight. The only way to get there is through the hard work. The only way that I learned how to properly choke somebody out is through getting choked out myself. Let me say that again. The only way I learned how to properly choke somebody else out is through getting choked out myself. Okay? The thing you are trying to obtain, the result you are trying to get, the offense that you're trying to put out there, you're trying to attack something and get something. You need to learn what it feels like on the other side. That's why when cops are, they get a taser. What happens when a police officer gets a taser for the first time ever? You see videos of TikTok, Instagram all the time. Usually, when they get the taser, they have to get tased themselves so they know what it feels like. Within knowing what things feel like, you then learn how to do them properly. Okay? So that's why I've been falling in love with jiu-jitsu, is because it's teaching me the process of how to do it properly. It's amazing. I fell in love with music because of all the hardships that came along with it, and it taught me how to do it properly, and it's been a rewarding experience. So something I want to kind of dive into here is I'm a big believer in the universe, spirituality. I am a firm believer that manifestation is absolutely 100% real. I'm a firm believer that God exists, absolutely without a doubt in my mind. And I've seen evidence of this through my journaling, through praying. If I scroll through my journal right now, I could show you multiple pages where I talked about how I am going to be a musician with millions of streams every month. I'm going to live off my music full time. I'm going to drive the car that I drive. I'm going to live in the place that I live in now. I wrote out everything that I was going to do and that was going to happen. And then I would put energy towards those sentences, and then it became and it happened. So many different instances where that's the case. You can't tell me that manifestation isn't real. You can't tell me that journaling doesn't help you in life, because I've seen evidence of it actually working. When you show up every day, brick by brick, and build something over time, the universe will reward your obsession. If you told me today, hey, Matt, my goal is to run a marathon, and every day you train for that marathon, you dieted correctly, you listen to people that have done it before, you run your miles, you stretch correctly. If you do that every single day, eventually, if you don't give up, you will be running a marathon and completing your goal. Anything is possible. If you told me today, hey, I want to be a professional rapper, and then I gave you all the sauce, everything that you need to do, and then you just did it every single day and showed up, it may take you longer. It may take you a short amount of time. Time doesn't, the duration doesn't matter as much. All that matters is that you keep on doing the task, and then you will get what you want. So for you right now, if you're sitting there watching this video and you're like, wow, I want to think about a business to start. I want to get out of my 9-to-5 job. I want to pursue my goals. I want to do X, Y, and Z. I want to travel the world. I want to be a TikTok creator. I want to do whatever I want to do. All you have to do it is learn what people do that already do it. Write down specifically your goals. Write down how you're going to do it, and then do it every single day until it works. That's the sauce to life. And the universe will reward you. If you want to get there quicker, surround yourself with others that are doing that thing as well. If you want to get there even faster, develop a relationship with God in the universe and put energy towards that as well. God will reward you. That's just the facts of life. It's true. I've seen it multiple times. All of my friends, like, I'm going to a celebrity poker tournament tomorrow. I have very successful friends, very successful people in my network. All of the successful people I know, all of the famous people that I know that have done anything great with their life, all were obsessed with the thing. They all were obsessed with it. In order to get to the NBA, you probably have to be obsessed with basketball. In order to get to the NFL, you probably have to be obsessed with football. In order for me to be a professional rapper and take it to where I've taken it, I had to be obsessed with it. Ask yourself this: the goal that you're trying to obtain right now, are you obsessed with it? Are you obsessed with it? Or are you giving it some effort? If all you did was that thing, would you get there quicker? If when you got off of your 9-to-5 job, if all you did was that thing after the 9-to-5 job, would you get there quicker? I worked from 6 to 6 every day at my job before, when I was trying to do music for years. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I would make music every day after whatever job I was doing. When I quit my corporate job to drive Uber, I would record all day, shoot content all day, and then I would go out and drive at night and get a large iced coffee at like 8 p.m. or like 6 p.m. and I drive everyone home from rush hour, and then I continue to drive everybody through midnight, 3 a.m., and I would come home, go to sleep, wake up, and work on music. That's what I did. That was my schedule. I'd wake up, I'd work on music, work on content, go to the gym, work on my health, listen to people, read books, listen to podcasts, and then I would go and drive Uber to work on my finances at the same time. I did that every single day until this worked. I was obsessed. And guess what? It did work, but it took a lot of sacrifice. I couldn't go out as much. I wasn't hanging out with the friends as much. I wasn't drinking on the weekends. I wasn't socializing as much. I wasn't doing some things I wanted to do. I couldn't take certain trips because I didn't have the money to do it. But that sacrifice early on granted me this freedom that I have now. I get to just fly to Vegas today. I haven't even booked a flight yet. Don't even have a hotel yet. I get to just go do that. It's 11:50 a.m. on a Tuesday. I get to just record this podcast and work. I'm working very hard at what I do now, even harder than I ever have. But I get to do what I want to do. And this is what I want to do for a job. And that's because of the sacrifices I did earlier. And I sacrificed a lot to be obsessed with this thing right here, which is content creation, music, and all the things that I'm passionate about and helping others. Look, this podcast, I'm only making it so I can help others. Maybe you're going to get some game out of this. The same game that I got from other people, I want you to get the same game as well. That's why I have the podcast. Law of giving and receiving. You have to give. You have to help others, you know? When you start becoming obsessed with your passion, doors will just start opening immediately. People will start noticing. Momentum will stack up. Momentum is the most powerful energy in the world. Let me read that right. Is momentum. Let me look this up. I'm pretty sure it is. Let's see. I think it's the most powerful force. Let me see. Momentum. Oh, it's not the most powerful force in the universe. The strong nuclear force is the strongest. Okay. But momentum is extremely powerful. Momentum is built from small, consistent actions over time, leading to a significant result. The power of starting. Momentum is considered a powerful force because it takes a lot of energy to start something, but much less energy to keep it going. A principle known as Newton's first law of motion. Interesting. Momentum itself is neutral. It can be positive, like a consistent workout routine, or negative, like a downward spiral, depending on the habits and actions that are driving it. In physics, momentum is measure of mass in motion. It is directly related to force. Force is the rate of change of momentum. Larger force is required to change momentum of a more massive or faster object. Got it. Got it. So check this out. In jiu-jitsu, the hardest belt to get is the white belt, people say. And the reason why they say it's the white belt is because just starting is the most difficult thing to do. Okay? Follow me here. If just beginning is the hardest thing to do, that is because once you begin and you consistently do the thing over and over time, you then get momentum. When I first started making music, it was the most difficult time ever. Getting your first 1,000 followers is the most difficult thing you can do. But once you keep going over and over and then you have 50,000 followers, then it kind of snowballs, right? Because you have momentum. Ask yourself this. Are you doing things to get to the result that you want? Are you creating momentum at all to get there? If you are not creating momentum to get to your desired goal right now, I'll give you an example just because I have so many people that watch this that are in the entrepreneur mindset and maybe they have a normal job, whatever. It doesn't matter. But check this out. If you right now are working a job that you don't like and you want to do something else, let me ask you something. Are you doing things consistently over time, small things every single day in order to create momentum for you to get to that next thing that you want to really do? Maybe you want to work for yourself. Maybe you want to work somewhere else. Are you doing things right now? If you were to step up and look at your life and say, hey, I wonder why I don't have the job that I want to have. Let's look at my life right now. Am I doing things that are going to get me that next job? If the answer is no, then you're never going to get the next job. You're never going to live the life that you want to live. If the answer is yes, keep fucking going. Keep going. Look at the results. Optimize. That's how you're going to get what you want. That's the truth. I feel like a lot of people just aren't being real with themselves sometimes, right? We're not being realistic with ourselves. There's so many people that want to do music. I'm sorry, I know I talk about music a lot, but it's because I'm a musician. That's how I make my living. People want to be musicians so bad. They want, I want to be a rapper, Matt. How do I get to this? How do I do that? And I'm like, well, how many songs have you dropped? And a lot of times it's like 5, if that. And then I'm like, I've done 300. We're having different conversations. You don't want it that bad, right? If you want to go to the NHL, you want to be a professional hockey player, somebody in the NHL would ask you, how many shots are you shooting a day after you get home from work, after you get home from school? How many extra hours are you putting in on the ice? And if they're not putting any extra hours, they're probably not going to get to their goal unless there's a massive amount of luck involved with their talent. So are you doing those things? Make sure you're doing those things every single day. Creating momentum is extremely, extremely powerful. And look, a lot of people are living this alternate life. Here's the alternate life. There's creators and then there's consumers. I'm a creator. I also consume. Mostly all creators consume as well, but there's a definitive line between creators and consumers for sure. When I'm consuming content, I'm consuming it from the mind of a creator that is empathizing with the person that's making it. Maybe I understand that they have an ulterior motive why they're making a video the certain way they're making it, why they're doing what they're doing. If you want to be a creator and you are just sitting there only consuming and then not learning from the consumption, you're just having a life of scrolling, drifting, and just asking what if, you'll never reach your potential. You'll just die right there. You know what I'm saying? Most people die full of potential that they've never, ever tried before. When you have momentum, it prevents that. Okay? Most people die with all of these ideas. Do you know how many great ideas are in the graveyard right now? So many great ideas are stuck in the graveyard. There's so many ideas that could change the world that are in the graveyard right now. There are so many professional athletes in the graveyard that didn't get to turn pro. There's so many singers, movie stars, comedians, clothing designers, podcasters. There's so many great minds that didn't get to see their full potential, and they are dead. They're in the graveyard right now, and they didn't get to see the full potential of their life because they didn't even start. They didn't even try. If you're not trying, you're being a little bitch. It's a fact. You have to try. I cannot relate to you. You need to try. Every successful person I know tries. You need to try. Please do it. Please do it. Or if you don't do it, stop complaining, because you're not doing anything to change it. The definition of doing insanity is what? We all know it. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. If you are constantly doing the same things every day, you are constantly going to get the same results every day. Do yourself a favor. Zoom out of your life real quick. Look at the last 6 months of your life. If you have been doing the same thing for the last 6 months, has it been the same results? If you're unhappy with those results, have you tried anything different? Nothing's going to change unless you do. That's true. And look, I get so passionate about this stuff because my life has changed for a positive in so many ways, and it's due to what I'm talking about right now. Look, let me level with everybody here. I'm not some guy on this like high horse plateau thing that's like telling her preach. I don't want to be this guy that's preaching that's like, do these things because I said so. No, look, I'm telling you, I'm a kid that was in standard math. I was in the lowest level math class that you can possibly be in my high school. Do you know why I was in there? It's not because I was stupid. It's because I didn't try in math. When I took the placement test, I just filled in my name for the bubbles. I didn't know that it really mattered, nor did I care because it wasn't an interest of mine. Okay? That's the level of high school of math that I was in. All right? I graduated almost last in my class in high school. I didn't pay attention. I wasn't worried about that. I was just trying to make jokes and make girls laugh. That's the facts. Now, I've applied certain things, efforts in certain areas and became obsessed with them, and it's helped change my life so much. Okay? That's why I'm saying these things. I'm not like, there's nothing special here other than the fact, like, especially with my life, I think a part of the reason why I got to this point in my life is because God knows that I'm nothing special. I'm nothing special. I'm just like a kid from Cape Cod who just stayed committed to music and then made it work somehow. And he made it work through perseverance and consistency and working hard. I'm this guy that was able to make my life successful because of the hard work that I put behind it. Look, I never had a record label. I've never had an investor. I was an Uber driver. I worked at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I washed dishes at a restaurant. I was waiting tables. I was a busser. I've been a valet. I've been a newspaper boy. Okay? I wasn't an all-star athlete. I haven't had a hit song. My viral videos that I make of comedy videos are just stuff that me and my friend are just filming. All of my business deals we've done ourselves. I'll give credit. Shout out Alex. We're just grinders. Blue collar. Making shit happen. Tattooed. Make it happen, fam. Shout out. You guys know what this is. You already know. And I think that that's why I need to get on this podcast and speak, though, because there's others like me out there. There's other kids out there that are listening to this podcast right now that weren't special, that didn't have the means to make shit happen, that looked at all the rich kids and thought, damn, why not me? Because that's how I felt sometimes. I was like, damn, like, why can't I just be like one of those rich families? And, oh, maybe my parents can buy me the microphone. Maybe my parents can da-da-da-da-da. My parents did a great job with me, but I'm saying, like, I wasn't a spoiled rich kid. And I was always a little envious of those spoiled rich kids. But now I learned I was never supposed to be a spoiled rich kid. I was supposed to be me. I was supposed to be this guy, the grinder that made shit happen over a long period of time so that I could help others achieve that as well. Because people can do that. And so if that's you, I'm glad you're listening. I think you found the right channel. I'm doing my best. Look, I had to get this podcast episode out before I buy this fucking flight. I don't even know when it's leaving. I got to figure it out. I'm still hustling, still grinding, I'm trying my best. I got to edit this up after this, but I'm hustling. Hustle with me. You see how excited I am about it? And share your wins with me. Let me know. Let me know how you're doing. That's what fires me up, man. I love pulling up to concerts and seeing my fans, my listeners. And I'm like, yo, how you been? What's the word? They're like, man, I've been working on X, Y, and Z. Da, 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 da. Here's this and that. Bang. Awesome. It's amazing. That's why I don't really have fans. I have friends. Like, literally, my tours are just like I'm cruising around the United States and like I just like meet people that like, and we just get along like friends. We'd be friends in real life, and we are friends in real life. I have my phone number out there. People text me, and I text them back whenever I can, and I have some real friendships. And I don't know, it's just cool, and it's like a clan of passionate, purposeful people that are trying their best in life, and I think that there's nothing better than that. Trying to put a positive message out there, trying to make some shit happen, you know? So that's just what I really want to talk about today. Hopefully it could resonate with you. If you're feeling a little bit stuck, if you want to achieve something, if you want to do something, that's just what has helped me. Becoming absolutely obsessed with something is huge. It's the only thing that I've done in life that has changed my life. I could have just been mowing lawns for the rest of my life and been unhappy, but I decided to take a chance and do something different and then keep on trying it even though it was failing until it ended up winning. Life gets so much easier when you finally find something you're obsessed with. It gets easier. Life's hard, but it gets easier. Life gets easier when you find something you're obsessed with and get to work at it every day. When you take care of your body and you work out every day. When you pray, so you have a spiritual relationship with God, God will help you. God has changed my life. When you journal, when you meditate, when you talk to the universe and get your soul engraved with the energies of the universe, your life becomes easier. That's the secret to life. That's it. Do those things. And somewhere along the way, you're going to have a moment where you're going to look back and go, oh, I'm winning right now. This is working. Life is good. So do it. Do it. Thank you for listening, guys. I just want to put that out there, and you know, I know I got like a little bit intense, but I'm very passionate about it. And if you're listening to this, I know that means that you're seeking something. So I want to be able to provide some value to you, and I don't want anything in return. I don't want your money. I don't want anything. I just want you to try your best, just as I'm trying my best. And then let me know how you're doing. If you made it this far in the episode, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Process Podcast. Please rate this 5 stars. Please subscribe to the channel. I just started it from 0. I think we're at 31 subscribers, something like that. I'm dropping a new song every single Friday. Hope you guys check it out. And I hope you're making shit happen out there. I'm going on tour in Europe in March, and I'm going on tour in the United States in May. Stay tuned for those dates. Tickets are going to be at mattcorman.com/tour. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Process Podcast. I hope you have a great day out there. May God bless you. Peace.